Welcome to my twin series of Double Impact. My name is Francis Isugu, and in 10 short minutes, permit me to share with you my twin series of Double Impact. Here is the first of the twin series. The title is Effective Anti-Corruption Strategy. My target audience is the Nigerian victim of corruption, and I have this first discourse to call the attention of the Nigerian victim to key areas, as you can see, namely the different sections of the discourse, all made of 3 pages length articles. 1. The strategic fight against corruption. 2. The strategic fight against corruption within regulatory departments of government. 3. A critique of deregulation as a promotion of corruption. 4. Taking the strategic fight against corruption to the doorstep of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources responsible for promotion of corruption. 5. The strategic fight against corruption by correcting the mistakes of the past. 6. The strategic fight against corruption with the truly enlightened citizens of the past. 7. The strategic fight against corruption with public officers setting a model for others. 8. The strategic fight against corruption using EFCC and CCT and a consistent anti-corruption agenda. 9. The strategic fight against corruption to forestall abuse of power and privileges. 10. The strategic fight against corruption to curb exploitation in the markets. 11. The strategic fight against corruption to ensure checks and balancing with serious monitoring and evaluation. 12. The strategic fight against corruption in criticizing illicit government policies. 13. The strategic fight against corruption in monitoring government's involvement in oil and gas industry. 14. The strategic fight against corruption to change our fortune from consumerism to economic productivity. And 15. The strategic fight against corruption to restore and maintain peace and order in terror-plagued Nigeria. My reader will discover from all sections of this first discourse that I dwelt only on the issues of the day, not on irrelevant theories. I will be launching this volume with your support, and I hope to make it spread across the entire colleges and public institutions in Nigeria until the least person of 18 years knows about what the strategic fight against corruption entails. Then shall Book 1, Volume 1 of the imported Nigeria series be said to have achieved its purpose before the next volume will be released after this volume titled Effective Anti-Corruption Strategy. If you will support my message of truth to promote effective anti-corruption strategy, back me now. Launch a copy today. Thank you. The second of the twin series is a much detailed guide to business development for fledgling entrepreneurs. My target audience are Nigerian youths who haven't been opportune to attend any sponsored oil and gas training for entrepreneurship to develop human capacity and local content in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. Because this course has been highly valued course sponsored by the federal government for participants at the Human Capacity Development Program under the supervision of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, making it available as a series of 26 steps. to take in developing and maintaining as well as sustaining a winning business. It is a great idea and my act of benevolence. I prize each volume of this series of the Complete Business Development Guide that details lessons on the A to Z of business development for entrepreneurs as a gem. There has never been a series like this, and this is my personal contribution to making business development a profession for not only aspiring entrepreneurs but for students of every discipline who hope to work as business development managers and executives or officers in every industry that they have interest in. I hope to make this personal contribution in the lives of those who will take this course online through my content on Udemy or through this content published for print in books of different volumes. To launch a copy of this series, it will go a long way to make the purpose of this book realized to the benefit of all who have not been privileged to attend a similar course on the job training in the oil and gas industry. As the opportunity has now been created by me, take a look at all the topics this volume covers, namely 1. Entrepreneurial effectiveness for performance and efficiency. 2. How you communicate your created value. Effective communication. How to reach the group. Achieving desired results. Scaling your efforts. Know who you are targeting. Discussed on the first day of the first week. 3. Personal fulfillment, covering themes and tips on building personal capacity. 4. Outstanding excellence, covering themes and tips on higher profitability. 5. Successful business leadership, covering themes and tips on enjoy more affluence, scale higher. 6. Entrepreneurship, covering themes and tips on living on one's own terms, creating a path for yourself, accomplishing your dream, achievement of enduring and enriching results. Can you solve a problem? 7. Before this, all have been discussed on day 2 of week 1. 7 now, a significant risk on who is an entrepreneur, covering tips and themes on the burden of the name an entrepreneur, a way to reduce the weight, own a sustainable business, the initiative to own a sustainable business, reach more people, do a thorough self-examination, make or break such a risky career. 8. The business process, covering themes and tips on volatility and vulnerability. Technology, your number one need. Support for your business idea. Change in the business process. A good business agenda. 9. Changing the system and strategy, covering themes and tips on have a diversification plan, change weaker systems, scarce and depleting resources. 10. Accepting change in business, covering themes and tips on Move in the direction of change. Make and execute decisions quickly, creating a path for yourself. Opportunities are tied to change. Invest in a crowd-funded project. Gain a competitive advantage. 11. Understanding change in business. Covering themes and tips on enough hasn't changed yet. Develop an agile system. Setting up a system. All discussed on day 3 of week 1. 12. Manipulating change in business. Covering themes such as staying aware of trends, how to change what is due for change in business, integrate ESG initiatives, doing old things new ways, check for better results when doing things differently by considering what others do, change for meaning, staying ahead of trends. Recommendations from your audience will help you. Implement recommendations. 13. Conceiving a business idea. Covering themes and tips, namely, you can invent an idea that shines. Inventing an idea. Believe it can change you. A mistake not to be made. Outside the mind. Go out to ask questions. You must conceive a business idea. A small startup grows big. Your ideas have power. Think of competing to win. Make a great name. Become a big brand. 14. Business owner. Covering themes and tips, namely, how to respond with relevance to an urgent need. Make a quick decision. Conceive an urgent need. Projecting innovation in business. Effects of city living. Conserve resources. The duty of enlightened citizens. Hallmarks of true leadership. Leadership concern. Bring in relevant innovations. Taking the right initiative. What more can you do? All discussed on day 4 of week 1. 15. Steps in starting a business. Covering themes and tips, namely, don't compromise trust. Let trust be your watchword. How to bring in collaboration. Allow others make contributions. Foster trust and commitment. Come up with exciting ideas. 16. What is a business idea? Covering themes and tips, namely, do you have any handwork? Think of self-dependence. The business you can try doing now. Wealth generating opportunity. All discussed on day 5 of week 1. So, this volume covers 5 days intensive lesson to be taken at home by those who have access to this resource material. Now, I invite you to launch a copy of my twin series of double impact. Thank you as you respond. Welcome to my twin series of double impact. My name is Francis Isugu, and in 10 short minutes, permit me to share with you my twin series of double impact. Here is the first of the twin series. The title is Effective Anti-Corruption Strategy. My target audience is the Nigerian victim of corruption, and I have this first discourse to call the